Your past lives exist right now, in this moment. Not in some distant memory, not in some far-off timeline, but encoded in your DNA, your cellular structure, and your energy field at this exact second. Look at this truth directly. What you call remembering past lives has nothing to do with memory at all. Place your hands in front of your face. The atoms making up your flesh have existed since the beginning of time. This goes far beyond some mystical concept. This stands as scientific fact. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel the raw weight of your existence pressing down. That pure sensation of being, that awareness watching your thoughts right now, has never not existed. Your consciousness moves through time as water flows through a river, taking different forms but remaining eternally unchanged. The ancient Egyptians carved this wisdom into the walls of Karnak, depicting the soul's journey not as a linear path, but as an eternal spiral. Those hieroglyphs speak of consciousness as an unbroken thread weaving through multiple expressions of form. Modern quantum physics now validates what those ancient masters knew. Time exists simultaneously, not sequentially. Your protection systems block direct access to these previous expressions for good reason. These barriers exist as features, not flaws. They keep you sane and functional. Consider how you struggle to process even last year's experiences fully. Now, multiply that mental and emotional load by centuries of lives, deaths, loves, losses, triumphs, and failures. The overwhelming flood of information would cause a complete psychological breakdown. Your mind creates these walls because it must. This serves as divine protection, not limitation. Here comes the truth that will transform everything. You need not remember past lives because you live them right now. The ancient yogis understood this at the deepest level. They saw past life work not as memory recovery, but as energy transformation. Through specific practices passed down through generations, they accessed the AKASHIC field, the quantum realm where all information exists simultaneously. Your DNA carries more than biological ancestry. It holds the energetic imprint of every form your consciousness has taken. Modern epigenetics proves how trauma and experience modify genetic expression. Your very cells vibrate with the wisdom of ages. If you felt that shift in understanding, give us a like and subscribe. We'll help you access deeper wisdom while you help us grow. Now watch as we pierce through even deeper layers of reality. Look at how children under age 4 speak freely of past lives. Their protection barriers remain thin, their consciousness still freshly connected to previous expressions. The ancient traditions recognized this phenomenon, teaching that children belong to God during these early years. By age 7, most lose this natural access as their current identity solidifies. This represents no accident. Nature designed this process perfectly. Your body contains multiple layers of memory far beyond what psychology understands. Atomic memory resonates in every particle. Cellular memory pulses through your flesh. Karmic memory shapes your patterns. Genetic memory flows through your bloodline. Body memory moves in your muscles. These systems interweave so deeply that no hypnotic regression could ever touch their true essence. Comment below if you felt that resonance when I mentioned cellular memory. Your physical form holds wisdom far beyond what your mind can grasp. Real past life work demands transformation, not regression. The ancient temples used precise combinations of sound, movement, and energy practices to shift consciousness beyond normal barriers. They understood a fundamental truth. Genuine remembering happens through the body, not the mind. Your flesh holds the key to all previous expressions. Modern relationships often tangle themselves in false past life claims. People desperately grasp at connections, declaring, "We were together before." This blocks authentic present moment bonds from forming. Here stands the raw truth, genuine past life connections expressed naturally through current relationships. No forced remembering is required. No dramatic claims are needed. Your seeking must arise from pure truth, not escapism. Many use grandiose past life stories to avoid their current reality, claiming historical importance instead of embracing their present purpose. Real spiritual work demands radical honesty. Look at your motivations directly. Why do you seek these memories? What void are you trying to fill? Breathe deeply into your belly. Feel your body's weight pressing against the earth. That sensation contains all wisdom from your previous expressions. Your cells vibrate with ancient knowing. The key lies not in remembering, but in allowing that wisdom to emerge naturally through dedicated spiritual practice. The quantum field holds every possibility simultaneously. Your consciousness moves through these possibilities, creating what you experience as linear time. Each moment contains all moments. Each breath holds all breaths. You exist as eternal awareness temporarily expressed through human form. This understanding changes everything about how you approach past life work. Your protection systems serve vital purposes beyond what most understand. Forced regression often creates false memories rather than accessing genuine past life information. The mind fills gaps with imagination, leading to delusional beliefs and unhealthy attachments. This explains why so many claim to be Cleopatra or Napoleon. The ego loves grandiose stories. Energy work provides a safer, more effective path. By working at subtle levels rather than forcing conscious recall, karmic patterns can be resolved without psychological trauma. The ancient traditions developed specific practices to access these energetic imprints while maintaining mental stability. They understood the delicate balance between revelation and protection. Your current life demands complete presence. Living in fantasies about past incarnations prevents you from fulfilling your present purpose. The wisdom of previous expressions emerges naturally when you focus entirely on current growth. Stop seeking elsewhere what already exists within you now. The ancient masters taught that true spiritual seeking requires maintaining uncertainty. The moment you claim absolute knowledge, you close yourself to a deeper truth. Stay open. Stay humble. Let wisdom arise naturally through practice and dedication. Feel your heartbeat right now. That rhythm connects you to every form you've ever taken. Your body knows the way without needing mental interference. Trust the natural intelligence flowing through your cells. Allow transformation to happen through direct experience rather than intellectual speculation. Sacred geometry and sound alter consciousness beyond normal barriers. These practices remain powerful today. Through specific movements and tones, consciousness expands into deeper layers without psychological damage. The ancients encoded this wisdom in temple architecture, creating spaces that naturally shift awareness. Your genetic code contains information transcending biology. DNA molecules function as quantum antennas, receiving and transmitting information through fields of pure potential. Your cells communicate with all of space and time. Modern science now validates these ancient understandings through quantum biology and epigenetics. Watch how consciousness affects physical reality at the quantum level. Your awareness shapes the very atoms of your being. Each thought, each emotion, leaves an energetic imprint in the fabric of space-time. The yogis called these impressions samskaras, deep grooves in consciousness created by repeated experience across lives. These patterns shape your current reality until conscious transformation occurs. You need not remember their origin to change them. The power lies in present awareness, not past recall. Your body holds all the wisdom required for transformation. Feel the space between your thoughts. That stillness contains all wisdom, all knowing, all experience. Your consciousness exists there, eternal and unchanging, while forms come and go like waves on an ocean. The ancient Egyptians depicted this understanding through the journey through the duat, the space between lives where consciousness never dies but transforms endlessly. Your seeking must arise from pure devotion to truth, not ego gratification. Many claim grand past life identities to feel special or important. Real spiritual work requires the complete surrender of such delusions. Look honestly at what drives your interest in past lives. Does it serve truth or feed fantasy? The protection barriers in your psyche exist in perfect layers. The surface mind blocks direct memory access, while deeper barriers prevent energetic overwhelm. The deepest layers protect the very structure of your current identity. These systems work in harmony to maintain psychological stability and growth. Every cell in your body vibrates with ancient wisdom. Each atom has existed since the beginning of time. Through conscious practice, you can access this wisdom without mental strain or psychological damage. The body holds intelligence far beyond what the mind can grasp. Trust in this natural knowing. The quantum field contains all possibilities simultaneously. Linear time exists only at the level of surface consciousness. In deeper awareness, all lives happen now. This understanding transforms how you approach past life work. Stop searching through time and start exploring present awareness. Feel the raw weight of your existence pressing down. That sensation contains all wisdom, all knowing, all experience. Your body holds the key to transformation. The ancient traditions understood this fundamental truth. Consciousness is expressed through form, not separate from it. Sacred movement alters consciousness beyond normal barriers. Sound vibration shifts energy patterns. Breath work expands awareness. Energy circulation transforms deep patterns. These practices, applied with proper protection and guidance, allow safe access to deeper wisdom without forcing or trauma. Your current life purpose outweighs any past life curiosity. Focus on present growth and allow previous wisdom to emerge naturally through spiritual practice. The ancient yogis emphasized this principle above all others. Presence precedes remembrance. Consciousness moves through time like light through a prism, splitting into multiple expressions while remaining essentially one. Your awareness contains all these expressions now. No need to search the past when all wisdom exists in the present moment. The ancient seers understood this. They developed practices to access this knowing through direct experience rather than mental recall. Feel your breath moving in and out. That rhythm connects you to all previous expressions of your being. No forced remembering is required, only present moment awareness. The body knows how to access this wisdom naturally. Your cells carry the memory of every form they've ever taken. Sacred geometry alters consciousness beyond normal barriers. These patterns affect awareness today, allowing access to deeper wisdom without psychological damage. The ancients encoded this knowledge in their temple architecture, creating spaces that naturally shift human awareness into higher states. Your DNA receives and transmits information through quantum fields. Each cell contains the wisdom of ages, accessible through proper practice and protection. Modern science begins to understand what the ancient traditions always knew. Consciousness shapes physical reality at the most fundamental level. The protection systems in your body serve divine purposes. They prevent overwhelming floods of information about past life, while allowing natural wisdom to emerge gradually. These barriers maintain your psychological stability while facilitating growth. Trust in their perfect function. Watch how your relationships mirror past life connections. When genuine past life bonds exist, they are expressed naturally through present moment interactions. True connections flow effortlessly through current experience. Your body holds deeper wisdom than your mind can grasp. Every cell vibrates with the memory of its previous forms. Through proper practice, this knowing emerges naturally without strain or trauma. The ancient traditions developed precise methods for accessing this cellular wisdom safely. The quantum field holds every possibility in perfect suspension. Your consciousness moves through these possibilities, creating what you experience as time. Each breath contains all breaths. Each moment holds all moments. You exist as eternal awareness expressed temporarily through human form. Sacred sound vibrations alter consciousness at the deepest levels. The ancient temples used specific tones and frequencies to shift awareness beyond normal barriers. These practices remain powerful today. Through conscious use of sound, you can access deeper layers of knowing without psychological strain. Feel the space between your heartbeats. That silence contains all wisdom, all knowing, all experience. Your consciousness dwells there, unchanging while forms come and go. The ancient Egyptians depicted this understanding through their temple art. Consciousness never dies but transforms endlessly. The protection barriers in your psyche work in perfect harmony. The surface mind blocks overwhelming information while deeper barriers regulate energetic flow. The deepest layers maintain your current identity's integrity. These systems facilitate growth while preventing psychological damage. Every atom in your body carries ancient wisdom. Through conscious practice, this knowing emerges naturally without force or strain. The body holds intelligence far beyond mental understanding. Trust in this natural knowing. Let wisdom arise through direct experience rather than intellectual pursuit. Modern science now validates what ancient traditions taught. Consciousness shapes physical reality at the quantum level. Your awareness affects the very atoms of your being. Each thought, each emotion, leaves an energetic imprint in the fabric of space-time. These patterns persist until conscious transformation occurs. Watch how your current life reflects previous expressions. Every inexplicable fear, every natural talent, every deep soul connection arises from the eternal part of you moving through time. There is no need to remember specific lives. Your present experience contains all the wisdom needed for growth. Sacred movement practices alter consciousness beyond ordinary awareness. The ancient temples developed precise sequences to shift energy patterns safely. These movements remain powerful today, allowing access to deeper wisdom without psychological strain. Your body naturally knows these patterns. They emerge through dedicated practice. The DNA in your cells functions as a quantum antenna, receiving and transmitting information through fields of pure potential. Modern epigenetics proves how experience modifies genetic expression. Your physical form carries the imprint of all previous expressions, accessible through proper practice and protection. Feel the raw weight of existence pressing down. That sensation contains all wisdom from every life you've lived. Your body holds the key to transformation. The ancient traditions understood this fundamental truth. Consciousness is expressed through form, creating patterns that persist until transformed. Your current life purpose supersedes past life curiosity. Focus on present growth and allow previous wisdom to emerge naturally through spiritual practice. The ancient yogis emphasized this principle. Presence precedes remembrance. Live fully now and all wisdom becomes available. Watch how forced regression creates false memories rather than accessing genuine past life information. The mind fills gaps with imagination, leading to delusional beliefs. This explains why many claim famous historical identities. The ego loves grandiose stories. True wisdom emerges naturally through practice. Energy work transforms consciousness at subtle levels. By working with energy rather than forcing mental recall, karmic patterns resolve without trauma. The ancient traditions developed specific practices for accessing these imprints while maintaining psychological stability. Trust in these time-tested methods. Your protection systems prevent overwhelming floods of past life information while allowing natural wisdom to emerge gradually. These barriers maintain sanity while facilitating growth. Trust their perfect function. They serve divine purposes beyond intellectual understanding. Place your palm against your chest. Beyond the physical heartbeat lies a deeper pulse, the rhythm of consciousness itself moving through form. This eternal drumbeat carries the signature of every life you've lived. No memory is required, only direct sensation of what already exists. The ancient temples of Tibet developed specific tonal frequencies that bypass mental barriers. These sound patterns activate cellular knowing without triggering psychological resistance. When properly applied, these vibrations allow natural wisdom to surface while maintaining complete stability. Your energy field contains precise records of all previous expressions. Like rings in a tree trunk, these patterns tell stories of growth, challenge, and transformation. Through proper practice, you can read these energetic signatures directly without mental interpretation or fantasy. The quantum mechanics of consciousness operate beyond linear time. Each choice point creates ripples through all possible realities. Your awareness navigates these possibilities, selecting experiences that serve your highest evolution. Past, present, and future exist as one unified field of potential. The path to accessing past life wisdom demands complete psychological preparation. Many rush into regression techniques, seeking quick answers, only to become overwhelmed by information their systems cannot process. Real transformation requires the methodical development of your energy body first. Through dedicated practice with sacred sound frequencies, your cellular structure begins to resonate at higher vibrations. This creates the foundation necessary for safe access to deeper knowing. The ancient Egyptian temples used specific tonal sequences passed down through generations to prepare initiates for expanded awareness. Your current challenges serve as doorways to past life wisdom. Each obstacle you face carries the signature of previous patterns seeking resolution. By working consciously with present difficulties, you naturally unlock the knowledge contained within them. This organic approach prevents psychological fracturing while ensuring genuine growth. The protection systems in your psyche will gradually open as your consciousness expands to handle deeper truth. Like a flower unfolding in sunlight, this process cannot be forced or rushed. The ancient yogis spent years preparing disciples before allowing access to certain practices. They understood the dangers of premature exposure to powerful energies. Breathe deeply into your solar plexus. This energy center holds the keys to past life access. Through specific breathing patterns combined with sacred movement, you activate dormant DNA codes that naturally expand consciousness. The Tibetan traditions preserve these exact sequences for accessing cellular memory safely. Your relationships provide perfect mirrors for past life connections. When you approach current interactions with full presence, previous patterns naturally surface for healing. There is no need for dramatic past life claims. True soul connections express themselves through present moment awareness and mutual growth. The quantum field responds to your level of preparation. As your consciousness stabilizes at higher frequencies, access to past life information occurs naturally and safely. This explains why forcing memories through hypnosis often creates false narratives. The system must be ready to handle true multidimensional awareness. The natural emergence of past life awareness follows precise patterns, especially in children. Around their third year of life, young ones begin speaking of previous existences with remarkable clarity. These pure vessels, unburdened by mental barriers, share their experiences during peaceful moments, after baths, or during quiet car rides when the mind naturally settles. Watch how these children display exceptional intelligence and verbal abilities beyond their years. Their consciousness, still fresh from previous expressions, allows wisdom to flow freely. They speak of specific details, names, places, circumstances of death, with an accuracy that defies ordinary explanation. The evidence becomes even more compelling when examining physical manifestations. Birthmarks and unique body features often correspond exactly to wounds or injuries from previous lives, verified through historical records and medical documents. Your body carries these imprints forward, telling stories through flesh and bone. Through 20 years of dedicated research, scientists have documented hundreds of cases where children provided verifiable historical information they could not have known through conventional means. These young ones speak of family members, specific locations, and precise details about their former lives with stunning accuracy. 3/4 of these children describe their previous death experiences, with 70% involving unexpected or traumatic endings. This pattern suggests unresolved experiences seeking completion through current life expression. Your present challenges often connect directly to these previous patterns. The ancient traditions understood these natural cycles. They knew children belonged to pure consciousness until age 7, when the veils of forgetting naturally descended. This serves as protection, allowing full engagement with current life purpose while maintaining energetic connections to previous wisdom. Dr. Ian Stevenson documented 225 cases where physical characteristics matched claimed previous lives perfectly. His research spans cultures worldwide, including societies with no belief in reincarnation. Truth transcends cultural boundaries when properly documented. The average child makes 30 distinct statements about their previous life during early years, dropping to merely 4 statements in adulthood. This natural fading serves a purpose, allowing full engagement with current life experiences while maintaining subtle connections to past wisdom. Your consciousness responds differently during states of relaxation and safety. Past life awareness emerges most naturally during peaceful moments when the mind settles into stillness. The ancient yogis documented these patterns thousands of years ago in texts like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, describing precise methods for accessing deeper awareness. Physical manifestations provide compelling evidence. Beyond birthmarks and body features, some individuals demonstrate abilities they never learned in this life, including speaking unknown languages fluently. This phenomenon, called xenoglossia, has been documented extensively through scientific research. Children expressing past life memories often display unusual maturity and adult-like behaviors. Their emotional attachments to previous family members remain strong, creating complex psychological patterns that require careful understanding. These young ones frequently provide highly specific details about historical events or locations beyond their current life experience. The frequency of documented cases has steadily increased since the 1960s, suggesting humanity's collective consciousness may be opening to deeper awareness. Research shows these children score higher on daydreaming and dissociation tests, yet maintain normal levels of suggestibility, indicating genuine experience rather than imagination. 11% of studied cases included written documentation of memories before any contact with the previous family occurred. This removes the possibility of contamination through suggestion or prior knowledge. The ancient traditions understood this phenomenon, developing specific practices for safely accessing and integrating these memories. Your current phobias and unexplained fears often connect directly to previous life experiences. Through proper energy work and consciousness expansion, These patterns can transform without requiring direct memory recall. The body holds this wisdom naturally. Accessing it requires proper preparation and protection. A 20-year longitudinal study tracked 28 adults who reported childhood past life memories. 24 of these individuals maintained some level of recall decades later, though the intensity and detail diminished naturally over time. This preservation suggests these experiences represent more than mere childhood fantasy. The emergence of past life awareness follows specific patterns during regression work. When individuals enter deep meditative states, they often report vivid sensory experiences, smells, sounds, and physical sensations from previous existences. These details provide verifiable historical information beyond what the conscious mind could fabricate. Your natural healing mechanisms activate during proper past life work. Many individuals experience spontaneous resolution of current life trauma and phobias through accessing these deeper memory patterns. The ancient traditions developed precise protocols for this therapeutic process, understanding how consciousness carries forward unresolved experiences seeking completion. Watch how specific occupational skills and knowledge surface through past life connections. Children sometimes display inexplicable expertise in areas they've never studied. Detailed technical knowledge, advanced abilities, and complex understanding of historical practices. These capabilities often correspond exactly to verified previous life experiences. The quantum field holds all these patterns simultaneously. Through proper energetic preparation, your consciousness can access this information naturally and safely. The ancient temples used specific sound frequencies and geometric patterns to facilitate this expansion of awareness while maintaining psychological stability. A fascinating pattern emerges when examining the timing of these memories. Children most frequently share past life details during transitional moments: twilight hours, quiet mornings, peaceful evenings. These natural gaps in ordinary consciousness allow deeper awareness to surface without forcing or strain. Your DNA responds to consciousness at the quantum level. Research demonstrates how trauma and significant experiences modify genetic expression across generations. This biological mechanism explains how physical characteristics and birthmarks can carry forward from previous lives, creating verifiable patterns of continuity. The Emerald Tablets of Tehuti speak of an intense truth about consciousness across lifetimes. Great is the secret, yet easy to master, giving to thee the mastery of time. These ancient words align perfectly with modern research on children's natural access to past life memories. The masters understood how consciousness retains all experience when properly prepared. Through specific practices passed down through generations, those who achieved mastery learned to maintain awareness through death transitions. Then shall the past be as one with the present. This matches what we observe in young children who speak freely of previous lives. Their consciousness remains fresh, unbound by the veils of forgetting. Your soul follows an upward spiral of evolution, quenched, yet unquenched by the darkness of night. Each life adds to this progression, building upon previous experiences. The documented cases of children with specific memories and abilities demonstrate this continuous growth of consciousness across lifetimes. The ancient teachings emphasize conscious control over the death and rebirth process. Free shalt thou be from all retrogression. The things of the past shall live in today. This explains why some individuals maintain stronger connections to past life memories. They develop this capacity through dedicated practice. Place your awareness in what the ancients called the life seat, the energy center between your eyebrows. This point of consciousness serves as a bridge between past and present awareness. The research showing children speaking of past lives during quiet moments reflects this natural activation of higher awareness centers. The avatar passes through death and rebirth at will, maintaining full consciousness through each transition. This mastery comes through specific development of awareness, not random chance. The documented cases of birthmarks matching previous life wounds demonstrate how consciousness shapes physical form across incarnations. The ancient wisdom speaks of maintaining the flame of consciousness in the brain seat, that sacred point between the eyebrows. Modern research now validates this teaching, showing how children naturally access past life memories during states of relaxed awareness. Their pure consciousness, unbound by mental barriers, allows a direct connection to previous experiences. Your soul's journey mirrors what the Emerald Tablets describe as eternal upward growth. Each documented case of past life recall demonstrates this progression, from the 75% of children who speak of previous deaths to the remarkable instances of xenoglossia. The ancient teachings predicted these phenomena thousands of years before science could verify them. So grows the soul of man ever upward. These words from the tablets perfectly describe the patterns we observe in research. Children displaying advanced abilities and knowledge beyond their years exemplify this continuous evolution of consciousness. Their natural access to previous life wisdom occurs most strongly before age 7, exactly as the ancient traditions taught. The masters achieved complete control over the death transition through specific practices. Then, as thou pass through the state of transition, surely the memories of life shall pass too. This explains why 11% of documented cases include written records made before any contact with previous families. The consciousness maintains continuity when properly developed. Watch how the ancient instructions align with modern findings about relaxation and memory access. The tablets speak of releasing bodily tension while maintaining awareness, precisely the conditions under which children most frequently share past life details. During quiet car rides, after baths, and in peaceful moments when consciousness naturally expands, your DNA carries forward these patterns across lifetimes. The 225 cases documented by Dr. Stevenson, showing physical characteristics matching previous life wounds, demonstrate what the ancients knew. Consciousness shapes form through multiple incarnations. The flame in the brain seat directs this biological expression. Your journey into past life awareness requires no forced regression or dramatic claims. The evidence surrounds you, in your natural fears and talents, in your inexplicable connections and recurring patterns. The ancient traditions and modern research point to the same truth. Consciousness flows continuously through all expressions of form. Begin with your breath. Notice how relaxation naturally opens doorways to deeper awareness. Children access past life memories most easily during quiet moments. This shows you the way. Create space for stillness in your daily life. Let wisdom emerge organically through practices that expand consciousness rather than force memories. The protection systems in your psyche serve divine purposes. Trust their perfect function. When you prepare properly through energy work and conscious development, these barriers adjust naturally to allow appropriate access to previous life wisdom. The ancient tablets speak of this mastery, achieved through dedicated practice rather than rushed exploration. Watch your current relationships closely. Like I said earlier, true past life connections are expressed naturally through present moment bonds and interactions. No need to create dramatic stories or force remembrance. The research shows how genuine past life bonds manifest through verifiable details and unexplainable knowing. Your DNA responds to consciousness at the quantum level. Through specific sound frequencies, sacred geometry, and energy practices, you can activate these deeper layers of awareness safely. The ancient temples encoded these methods in their architecture and teachings, now validated by modern science. Place your awareness in the point between your eyebrows, what ancients called the life seat. This center bridges past and present consciousness when properly activated. Practice maintaining this awareness during meditation, allowing natural expansion without strain or forcing. Remember, 75% of children who recall past lives speak of their death experiences. This suggests unresolved patterns seeking completion. Work consciously with your current challenges, understanding they provide doorways to healing across multiple lifetimes. The path opens through presence, not escape into past life fantasies. Let your current life purpose guide you. As consciousness expands naturally through dedicated practice, all wisdom becomes available in perfect timing. Trust this process. Trust your journey. The light of awareness never dims, only transforms eternally upward through all expressions of being. Every pattern in your life, every inexplicable fear, every natural talent, every deep soul connection, these arise from the eternal part of you expressing through time. Be honest, your psyche can barely handle the memories and trauma from this one lifetime. Adding the weight of hundreds or thousands more would shatter most minds into fragments. These same particles flowed through oceans, powered dinosaurs, and animated countless human bodies before you. Your physical form carries the living imprint of all these previous expressions.